Hey, what's up, dudes? Welcome to the channel. I'm just some guy. If you're new here, welcome, welcome. If you're not new here, well, welcome back. So it is morning time. Yeah, and it's actually 9 o'clock right now. And I did it. Woo! This is where the streamers and everything go off. Not the streamers on Twitch who are always in drama, but the balloons and party streamers and stuff like that. Because I woke up at 8:15 this morning. That's right. I did have my alarm set for 7, and then I woke up at 8:15 after the 8 o'clock alarm went off as well. So we're up. We were up. We made our bed. We let the dogs out. I sent out a few emails ahead of schedule this morning. Um, it was rough, man. I will say it was kind of cool though because I did get to catch like all the frost on the grass outside because it got down past freezing last night, which is really weird. Okay, so like I always sleep with my window cracked right by like my bed, and I always sleep like real hot, right? Like I get like all nasty and sweaty when I'm sleeping, and so I always like look at the weather and I'm like, oh, it's like 40 degrees outside. So I'm like, I crack my window and I'm like, oh, it should be nice and, like have a little bit of like chilliness right here, right? No, it never does. And I think it's probably because all the warm air is going out the window and not allowing the cold air to come back in and hit my head. And I'm generating a bunch of heat. The dogs are generating a bunch of heat. And so I am just cucking myself out of cold air by being way too hot when I sleep. So that's my theory. Um, it is what it is. But it like yeah, it wasn't cold at all last night, at least in my room. So that kind of sucked. But I don't know. I don't know what changed. But yeah, this morning at like 8, I just got up. Well, I got up and I just kind of laid there for like 15 minutes, and I was like, "Bruh, is this what it's like? Is this what it's like to be awake this early?" Um, I still have some other stuff to do. Like I gotta go brush my teeth and everything like that. But I just like I said, I let the dogs out. I had to send out some emails and stuff like that ahead of time. Well, it was emails I was supposed to send Friday, but then I was like, oh, well, I'll just send them this Sunday because, it was like I don't know 5 o'clock. See, I'm tired. It was like 5 o'clock on Friday, right? And like somebody was like, "Hey, you got to send these things out," and I'm like, "Okay." But then I was thinking about it, and I'm like, "Man, it's like 5 o'clock on Friday. One, nobody's gonna look at this, even if they're on the West Coast, right? Because it'd be like, oh, what 2 o'clock? Dude, ain't nobody looking at this at 2 o'clock on a Friday in general. Period." And then I'm like, well, I'll just send it Sunday, because I usually do like a couple hours of like pre work on Sunday just to like get myself organized so I don't have to do anything really, today. But then I was like, if I send this now, it's probably just going to get filtered anyways. I might as well just send it first thing in the morning. And thinking about it now, I probably could have just did it and then scheduled it to go out first thing in the morning, but I didn't. So hindsight is hindsight's 2020. I think the problem with not really the problem, but like what's going to end up having to happen is like as I get up like earlier and earlier, I'm going to have to adjust so I'm not just sitting here doing this like yawning thing. Um so weird thing that kind of happened to me last week, and I don't think I mentioned it in any videos or anything like that, and it happened like it was kind of like prevalent over the weekend as well. But like I had this like weird thing happen, and maybe you guys will know, like Chat GPT just told me to go to the doctor, go to like emergency room, but like about like middle of last week, um I just started having like this weird vertigo. Like, Is it vertigo? Like, you know when you're getting drunk, right? And like you're tipsy, but you're not like blackout drunk. And so like the edges of your vision are like a little wonky. It's not like blurry or anything, but it's like you have a hard time focusing, and like just the edges of your vision are a little goofy. I had that for like a couple of days, and like I don't know why. Like nothing else was wrong. I'm thinking it might have been like ear related, which is why, like, Jonas, if you're watching this, that's why I messaged you and was like, hey, could an ear infection or something cause this? Because that was the prevailing thought in my head. Um, but it was like, I don't know, it was like lightheadedness, but I felt like very disconnected. Um, and I think that was like Wednesday, and like it was up until like yesterday. And I had a little bit. Maybe I shouldn't do videos like right early, super early in the morning. I should do it like 10 o'clock after I've had some time to like wake up and be exist. But like it last up until about like yesterday morning, and then it kind of went away. Um, but it sucked because I was like, man, well, maybe I don't have like, or like I had to go get stuff, right? Like I had to go get a whole bunch of salt with like the iron fighter pellet things in it for my water softener because it rained real bad last week. And whenever it rains real bad and I'm out of salt for my water softener, it reminds me because I got like a lot of iron in my water because like I got a well, and so I'll go down and like the dog's water will just be orange, and then I'm like, oh, I need to go get water softener salt. And usually, whenever I go get water softener salt, I get like 10 bags of it because like 2 bags lasts like a month or two, like a couple of months with the way that I use water, anyways, because it's just me and the dogs. Um, and so usually when I'm out, I just go, oh, well, I'll bulk buy this, right? Buy like $100 worth of water softener salt, and then you just put it in the basement, and then you have it. So the next time that your water's orange from iron and rust in your water, then you just fill it up and you hit the little recharge thing, and then your water's good, right? So, well, I didn't have any salt down there. So Friday, I was like, well, I gotta go get salt because this is pretty heavy, iron in my stuff, and so I had to drive anyways. But like, man, it was rough. Like I had that like the vertigo stuff going on, and it probably wasn't really safe, and it was probably in hindsight probably not the best idea, but um, I kind of had to do it, and then I went to the grocery store and everything like that. But it was very, I don't know, it was kind of surreal. Like I didn't feel like I was in where I was. Um, but yeah, and not like in a good way either. Like it wasn't like one of those cool like out of body experiences or like the meditation stuff. It was I really don't like this, and I probably should go get this checked, but I'll give it a couple of days to wear off, and then it did. So I don't know if it comes back though. I'm definitely gonna go get it checked out. My doctor sucks though, because I'm sure I would have showed up and he'd have been like, I don't know, what have you been eating different? And it's like, bro, come on, just you're a doctor. Like I shouldn't have to give you like super prompts and like a whole bunch of context and information and stuff like that for you to give me like an idea of like what's wrong. um the fact that like he just his whole like thing on how to curb my gout that only got like super bad after he started putting me on medicine for it, was just, oh, just don't ever eat meat again. And it's like, well, it's really curious that like before you put me on all this medicine, my gout would only flare up maybe like once every 6 months, and now all of a sudden it's like every month. and I've cut out like shellfish and red meat, and I'm just eating like turkey and chicken, and that's still not good enough. Which, by the way, after getting like the hind quarter of cow from my mom, I went back to eating like all kinds of red meat. And as long as I raw dog that lemon every so often, I'm having like no feet problems really whatsoever. I think it was like a combination of like dehydration and like some other stuff. But now I'm having like no problems really whatsoever. I do have like a little bit of a problem in my right foot this morning, but that's also because I was doing a lot of walking yesterday. I got to get back on my. I got to break. So I got to get out of the habit of wearing these sandals, um, and break in these shoes that I have because, well, I'm going to be utilizing the shoes when I go to Japan, and I don't want to run into the issue that I had at when I went down to New Orleans, which was that like I don't think that they're sufficiently broken in, so like any sort of like little bit of fluctuations in like my feet, and yeah, I was just dying, bro. Like my feet were in some serious pain when I was down there, just from the fact that, well, I mean, I had to walk like all day every day when I was down there, and my shoes were really tight, so it was just like confining my foot. So I got to get those broken in. The next stage is now that I'm waking up early. Maybe I'll wake up early and I'll take the dog for a walk, and then I'll get back, and then I'll be ready to go, and I'll uh, not be yawning a whole bunch throughout the whole video. Yeah, but I gotta go brush my teeth and stuff like that. So, and I gotta get ready. But I just want to let you guys know that I woke up at like 8:15 this morning, and I'm really proud of myself. I'm pretty sure we'll see if it happens tomorrow. Probably not. But I hope you had a good weekend, and I hope you have a great day. And I will see you guys on the next one. Take it easy, homies. Peace out.